Sabini Ushla Galair. Welcome everybody to the prom. I know it's a hard job to drag everybody out onto the prom on a rough, cold day like today. Aren't we blessed with the weather? It's fantastic. On behalf of Galway City Council, the Kenny Gallery and Court International Festival of Literature, I'm delighted to welcome you here today to the unveiling, appropriately enough, of the words of the song Galway Bay by Arthur Colahan. And it's a very special curated version because it's in 4 languages. It's in Irish, English, French and Latin. And we welcome the translators who are here, and we welcome you all. And we thank you for coming back. The unveiling was supposed to be at 1 o'clock. It was such a phenomenal job that it took longer to get it all together than anyone expected, because the plaque had to be so much bigger. We particularly want to thank Fahy Memorials, Fahy Monumental Sculptors from Woodkey, whom we've been working with for years, who worked round the clock to make this happen. A particular type of granite stone had to come in, and only came in on, I think it was Monday or Tuesday night. So the company had been working incredibly hard, but it's well worth it. It's the most amazing size plaque that we've ever put in place, and it's right up there as a major artwork for Galway City. And now to officially unveil the plaque and to speak about it, speak about Arthur Colahan and the words of the song, I'm delighted to invite to come up to the microphone the Mayor of Galway, Councillor Frank Fahy.
Remarkable James, those poem came me to Falta, a horror of Hulligan and Concha New. I'm delighted that there's so many people showing up here today on the shores of Galway Bay. And as I said on numerous occasions, I've been all over the world. I've travelled a lot in my time, but I think everybody will agree with me that on a day like today, there's nowhere like Salthill or Galway Bay. It's an absolute beautiful location. As Mayor of Galway, I'm delighted to be here today to unveil the words of the song that made Galway famous. Often in many contexts we hear it said that Galway knows how to punch above its weight internationally. There are several reasons why this is true, but one surely has to be for the fame that our little city has gained through Arthur Colahan's song, Galway Bay. Back in the day, it was a massive international hit for Bing Crosby and carried the name of Galway and its romantic personality to the farthest corners of the earth. And Galway Bay stayed in the popular consciousness. The song appeared in the great movie The Quiet Man and was name-checked in Tipperary man Shane MacGowan's timeless Christmas hit, A Fairy Tale of New York. The boys of the NYPD were singing Galway Bay and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day. Here on Galway Bay, of course, we do have another beloved Galway Bay song composed by my namesake, Francis Fahy. Hopefully here in Galway or his native Kinvara across the bay, his equally timeless words will be immortalised in stone. While Bing Crosby gave the song huge international coverage, other well-known performers have also recorded this song. The Clancy Brothers and the Dubliners are just 2 who have performed Galway Bay. The creator of Galway Bay was a Christ doctor who was born in Ireland, who died in England and was buried back home in Galway that he yearned so much to see. Arthur Colahan never lived to experience the huge success of his song. We have named a road near here, just around the corner here, in his honour, and now we have the words as well, for all who walk the prom to read and to sing. And the words are not just in English, they are in our native tongue, Gaeilge, and they are in French. And in a clever move, we have them in Latin too. And I wouldn't think there would be too many people that would be able to read it in Latin. I learned Latin myself in school in Cláiste Ignat, former goalkeeper of Galway, 3 in a row, Johnny Gerry, taught me Latin. And I had very few words of it today, it was interesting. French is there as well, and congratulations to all the translators for their excellent renderings, and praise too to the ever-inventive Tom Kenny for creating the project so effectively. It was Tom's idea with poet Maya Cannon to have put into stone and bronze great works of literature that featured Galway and to place them in appropriate places so that anyone walking through our beloved city can read their way through and experience Galway through the writers who we love. The plaque project is supported by Galway City Council, which through its arts office and our arts officer James Harrell, fantastic We're very lucky in Galway City to have James Harald working in our arts department. I think he deserves a boola bus. And through our arts office funds and co-curates the programme. Over the years we've seen superb works placed all over the city. This is the third on the prom. Martin O'Durán and Seamus Heaney are west of us, and Pádraig O'Connor is around the corner. What a fabulous legacy of accessible literature. The plaques are created by the wonderful Fahy Monumental Sculptures of Woodkey and neighbours of my own in Minlow. And they've done a fantastic job, and I compliment them on it. And it must be very difficult in a year like this, where we have so many plaques being erected to commemorate the 100th anniversary of 1916. Must be they're under a lot of pressure to actually get work out and get on time, and fair play to them for doing it and keeping up the wonderful work. I think they're the fourth generations of the Fahy Monumentals in Woodkey, came from Minlow originally. This powerful plaque is the biggest and most complex ever created by Fahys. I congratulate Dave Fahy and all his team on an amazing job done. They've worked round the clock to create this major contribution to Galway's culture, portraying the multicultural, multilingual Galway in granite. To welcome and embrace all on the prom in a language that friends, neighbours and yes, strangers do actually know. And while I'm Gurmagov as an Chora Ben Charlevenu as the Sullivan Manager of Tandiv agus South as an Okad. And this will be here for a long time to come, so that it'll be immortalised in stone. Thank you all for coming in Gurmagov. Thank you very much.
And could the other translators, Brian Arkins and Gilles Martin, if you could join the Mayor for a joint unveiling. The other translators are our very own Tom Kenny, but he's staying in the background for this. So this is very important. The bed is still quite soft. When you're unveiling it, could you just pull it straight up, yank it up, not towards you, because you could lose your feet. In a minute we're going to have a song sung, but would Gilles or Brian like to read it out in the languages you've chosen? It's up to yourselves. Okay. Professor Brian Arkins, Emeritus Professor of Classics in NUI Galway, and a man who knows a thing or two, I'll tell you.
Galway. Siale canto transpare hiberni vibus, compositan sedens dia cadente videbus lunam orientem superclada, eterne solum in Porta Galway descendentum. Audire modi frebitum and fluminis salmonis, et feminis quaem pratus fedem and manipulos faciunt, aut sedere and cassila prope ignam caespitis, et spectare puros me ludant discaliatus. Aurae quae transparent Hibernium plant, odoribus fructus inquantur plantes, feminae, quae sumus locus bulbos solani fodiunt, lingum loquantur, quem non verunt peregrini. Peregrini, qui venerunt, nos moribus externus docere experti, nos dedignati sunt, wat sumus, Osant vere lunae splendora monari, aut ex astro candeli parvi prete accendere, et si vitam aeterna erit, et non sine causa curto scia futura. Rogabo, Deo meo, liciat mihi in illa cara terre, transmere Americos meos Elysios campos institutere. Venus.
Thank you, Professor Arkins. It is lovely to think that we have a multilingual, multicultural plaque on the prom. We know that Galway is going for European Capital of Culture 2020, and I think it would be hard to imagine a more appropriate means of cementing into place our connection with Europe than to have Galway Bay in Latin. Fantastic. Also, and equally, have the language of culture itself, French. And we're lucky enough to have the accompanied today all the way from the French Embassy of the distinguished Honorary Consul from France to Galway. Her Excellency Catherine Gagnon is here with us as well. And thank you for coming, Catherine. And now we hand over to somebody who has come, maybe not all the way from France, though in spirit, actually from Castlebar, the one and only Monsieur Gilles Martin.
Merci, monsieur. I'm sorry that I must wear the hat, but my dermatologist has assured me that whenever there is sunshine in Galway, I should wear it. Now, anybody who has heard Bing Crosby, forget it. Je retournerai un jour, peut-être à Galway, même s'il me faut attendre des années, pour voir la lune se lever sur le clair et le jour tranquille se coucher dans la baie. Voir les saumons sauter des cascades, les paysans travailler sur les champs, et m'asseoir auprès du feu dans une cabane, et revoir jouer du pied les petits enfants. Le vent qui m'apporte, le vent qui traverse la terre d'Irlande, porte le parfum de la bruyère, et les hommes qui creusent le tourbeau Connemara parlent une langue qui reste aux Anglais étrangères. Le reste est un peu anglophone, mais tout de même. Les Anglais sont venus nous civiliser, nous changer en de bons anglo-saxons, faire étouffer notre chef trèfle par la rose. Mais le petit trèfle de la rose a eu raison. Si après tout je meurs sans voir mon Galway, je ferai au bon Dieu une seule demande. Je le prierai à genoux pour qu'il permette que j'échange le paradis contre l'Irlande.
Bravo, incroyable, bravissimo. So, I just, on my own behalf, want to say thank you particularly to Tom Kenny. It was Tom who came up with this concept all those years ago, and he's been a solid and true friend of Galway in bringing this about. This is very much Kenny hinterland here in Salthill. The Kenny Gallery was for some years up around the corner there, and it's wonderful yet again to be working with Tom, and equally that this is all part of the great Court Festival, International Festival of Literature, which is taking place from now until Sunday, and some of the most amazing writers in the world as ever are here with us. So we are once again blessed with the sunshine and blessed to have court taking place this week in our lovely city. Synonymous with our lovely city is singer Gerry Mulholland, Majar himself, and synonymous too is Johnny Mullins, all the way from Shantala. And to give the song full butts in English, Galway's very own Johnny Mullins and Gerry Mulholland.
Conjugal tá ar an bheith gáilínis agus tá ar an casa ná an seo. Oh, it's maybe someday I go back to Ireland. If it's only at the closing of my day, just to see again the moon rise over Claddagh, and watch the sun go down on Galway Bay. To see again the ripple on the trout stream, the women in the meadows making hay, or to sit beside a turf fire in a cabin and watch the barefoot goslings at their play. Now the hand gliders, they flow across through Ireland. They take the breeze and the camera in my eye. But Joe is here from the Connacht Tribune, and I hope he puts a picture in your eye. And if there's going to be a life hereafter, and somehow I'm sure there's going to be, I will ask my God to let me make my heaven in that dear land across the Irish Sea. Merci beaucoup. Thank you, Slán de Fóill.